Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about how to find a private practice consultant. And I am not doing this video to sell my services. I'm actually doing this video to talk about something that has happened recently in the private practice coaching consulting space. So some of you may be aware of everything that is going on. Some of you may be new to this. So I won't use any names or anything, but just so you're aware of what can happen sometimes in the coaching consulting space because it's not regulated like therapy is. And so a lot of the times when people ask about becoming a coach for anxiety versus a therapist for anxiety, a lot of people caution actually against that because it's just not regulated in the same ways. And if you hold a license, sometimes you can be held liable for the things that you do, even in the coaching space. So it kind of gets gray. So if you are thinking about being a coach or a consultant and you really want to do it like on the up and up, make sure you have a separate business account, and ask the people that you work with, do they have a separate business? Do they have a separate business account? And how they run their consulting business. So essentially what appears to have happened is a private practice consultant has scheduled out cruises, workshops, retreats, and it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme almost where like money from one maybe has gone on to fund the other, but the original money appears, we don't know for sure, to be gone. A lot of people are asking for refunds. It's silence. This person kind of has gone underground. And so essentially people are out hundreds to thousands of dollars. And when you really think about working with a private practice consultant, a lot of the times it's a high dollar amount. We sell our coaching packages, like a 5 coaching package is $2,000. That can be a lot of money for people. Like I totally get that. When I first started, I remember my first big coaching that I did, it was $6,000 or something like that for the year. And like, I remember my husband and we weren't even married at the time. Like we sat down, we talked about it. We looked at where the budget would come from. We looked at what our year was going to look like. We made a decision. Like I had wanted to do yoga teacher training, and it was like and then it was around the same because you had to like physically go and all of these things. And I made the decision to do that private practice coaching. It was a year-long mastermind with Joe Sanak. I've talked about this many times before, and it was really transformative for my practice. And so I found it to be really important for me to do, but that is, and it was back then, a lot of money, right? So when you're investing in a private practice consultant, workshops, or you're wanting to be a part of workshops and retreats, you really have to look at the return on investment for you. One thing that really has come up is making sure that you know where your money is going, that you have some sort of contract, you have some sort of idea of what your expectations are and what their expectations are for private practice consulting. And that if you see something or you feel something that doesn't sit right with you, that you bring it up, and you bring it up quick. And that can be really scary. A lot of people recently have come out on Facebook and have been talking about what's going on just in general in the consulting world and shedding light. So then that way, these kinds of things don't feel like you can't talk about it, you can't bring it up, or you can't say to your consultant, like, hey, like this didn't sit right with me. You said we were going to meet on Friday. You canceled last minute. When I cancel last minute, you maybe want this or that. But making sure that, just like in therapy, that the expectations are outlined and you understand what you're going to get. One thing I hear time and time again from people that I do consults with, especially in the first consult, like a free 15-minute consult, is like, I worked with another private practice coach. It wasn't worth my time. I didn't get a lot of value out of it. It didn't really go anywhere. It didn't help me. And that is really probably what I see more than like the scheming and the, like things gone really wrong. Like I've seen a lot of the times people pay for courses, people pay for retreats, people pay for consulting, whether it's one-on-one or mastermind, and they really didn't get what they want out of it. And so when you're doing calls with people or you're looking at people's stuff online, make sure you have a clear understanding of what they're going to offer, and that if they don't offer what you're looking for during the process, that you ask for it. A lot of the times people do ask, like, hey, can I have homework? Or hey, can I have this resource? Or hey, can I have this follow-up? So that way they're getting value between the sessions. And so I think it's important that the relationship goes both ways, that the coach and the consultant provides and that you also ask. And that can feel weird, especially in therapy, because of the power dynamics that we're used to. It usually goes one way. But in a coaching consulting relationship, the relationship really goes both ways. And to have enough gumption or assertiveness or just the wherewithal to ask for what you need is really important. And so if you've been thinking about doing private practice consulting, I wouldn't discourage you from doing that. I would actually encourage you to do that, but to do your homework, to really do research, to really look at people's websites, to look at their followings, to look at what it looks like to do a 15-minute consultation with people, what the pricing looks like, and what the expectation is on the other end. I'm going to talk a little bit more about consulting from a different perspective, but first I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you are looking for a reputable and ethical company that can really work with you so well in building your solo or your group practice, your private pay or your insurance practice, your virtual or your in-person practice, I definitely want you to check out TherapyNotes. They have a free telehealth option and it is fantastic. They have customer service 24 hours a day. Wow, like unbelievable. And they really are there to help you in any way that you need. We often call them, we get guidance from them, and they are really great. So I highly recommend you check out TherapyNotes. So if you are either thinking about being a consultant or you are a consultant and you do what I do, which is compare myself to people, it's something that we should all probably stop doing. Is when I look at other private practice consultants, sometimes I'm like, wow, they're making so much money. They're selling out their courses. They're doing so much consulting. You know, their website looks so great. Like, why don't I have that? Or how could I do this better? Or what can I be doing? And ultimately, I think that if we get into that game and we start comparing ourselves and we start chasing money or we start chasing fame or we start chasing glory, whatever that looks like, then things really get askew. And so for me, I always go back to, why do I do this? And the reason that I do this is because I really enjoy helping people. It's the same exact reason I got into therapy. It's the same exact reason why I have grown my group practice, because I want to help more and more people. So yes, there is a financial benefit to being a therapist, to being a group practice owner, to being a consultant, but that is not the main motivator, right? And my main motivator is not necessarily just to get fame. Like if it was, I would spend a lot of time on TikTok. I would spend a lot of time on Instagram. I would get a really big following and then sell there. That is not what I want to do with my time. So I want you to ask yourself, what do you want to do with your time? Where do you want to put your energy? And what are your goals? Just like for your private practice, what are your goals to be a consultant? If it's to make money, you're going to have to put in a lot of time and a lot of energy. And that's not a bad thing. There are some consultants out there that are absolutely killing it, doing it great. But it takes time. It is not passive income. And the more that it looks easy, I can guarantee you what I have learned, the more behind the scenes that there are. You need admin support. You need social media teams. You need lighting. You don't know, but I have lighting over here and I have all of this equipment to just do these 5-minute videos, let alone build out a whole course or build out a whole consulting package. So my last piece of advice for you is my own advice for myself is, don't compare yourself to other people. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. And to really do your due diligence, if you're becoming a consultant or you're looking for consulting, to make sure that you get what you need out of your relationship. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.